Small cars and SUVs are the two biggest areas in the UK's new car market, but it's also January, which explains why the weather's rubbish, everybody has the blues and is skint. So imagine if our latest long-termer could be fun to drive, cheap to own and still reflect the buying behaviour of the great British public. This is the Suzuki Ignis, a miniature SUV that in the right colours looks like a Japanese A-Team van. In other colourways, like this flame orange, it's more akin to a funkier Fiat Panda, and that's because it looks chunky, there's lots of practicality, and there's even the option of genuine four-wheel drive. It's good value too. The range starts at £11,500, which is mid-level Volkswagen up money. But we've decided to go for the higher priced SZ5 version because it allows us to test two bits of kit that you wouldn't normally get on cars at this level. Four-wheel drive, or what Suzuki calls all grip, and a mild hybrid system that complements the 1.2 litre petrol engine. Now it uses kinetic energy from decelerating and braking to charge a lithium-ion battery. It's only a small one, but it provides an electrical boost when you're setting off at a standstill. On paper at least, it's supposed to provide you marginal gains in terms of performance and efficiency, but is it worth the additional outlay? We're going to find out. Today we're in Brighton and Hove to test its urban credentials. I do love Brighton, but this is not a car-friendly neighbourhood. Residents often have to wait months to obtain a parking permit, while everybody else is left scrapping it out for short-term pay and display bays, and they're rarer than rocking horse poo. Fortunately, the Ignis has a slightly raised driving position in true SUV style. The steering is light, although it does have a weird lack of self-centering going on, but the visibility in here is excellent, and it has a brilliantly tight turn and circle. There's also a regen graphic that displays on the dashboard whenever I lift my foot off the accelerator, and that just encourages you to drive in a slightly more sedate fashion. I also like how unobtrusive the engine stop-start is, and the fact that you get a really cool idling stop time clock on the dashboard whenever you're stood at the lights and the engine's completely cut out. It gives you Lewis Hamilton levels of smugness, I'm telling you. The Ignis is supposed to do 54.3 mpg on the urban run, and in reality we are doing 49, which isn't bad. The specification of this car is also very generous, including things like a reverse parking camera, and you don't usually get those items on cars as small as this, let alone it being a standard item. And I've just got so accustomed to using it now, I can't remember a time without it. One of the main reasons I reckon you'd buy this car is for the space. This is the four-wheel drive version, which has less luggage capacity, but even still, there's room for a large travel case or other stuff, and you can still slide the rear two chairs backwards when you prefer to carry a couple of mates. Yeah, top spec cars only get two chairs in the back, sadly. I'm genuinely looking forward to running this car in a sea of beige, Me Too offerings that seem to be designed by focus groups rather than real people. This has got me interested. I'm interested by how lightweight it is, by how practical it is, and how a top spec version can cost the same amount of money as an entry-level Ford Fiesta. Small, practical cars don't have to be boring, people. This is proof. As always, if you've got any questions you want to ask me about the Ignis, or if you indeed own one of these cars, get in touch via the comments box below, and don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel for